Today I'm going to talk about how you can successfully cook on a budget with 11 recipes that are budget friendly that we love to make in our home. So let's dive right in. If you're brand new around here, my name is Alexa and I'm going to talk about cooking on a budget today. Each month we have a certain budget. This can be spent on food, household needs, clothing, fun stuff, etc. We want our money to be spent on fun stuff, education, things that will create memories, but food is just as important as those things. If we aren't healthy, we won't be able to live a long time. If we don't pay attention to the food we're eating, we may even get sick, and then we'll have to spend money at the doctor's office to get better. So how do we feed our family in a way that doesn't cost a lot of money, but that is still nutritious and tastes good? And how do we enjoy doing it? Because that can be hard too. You don't want cooking to feel like too much of a daily chore, even though it is something that we have to do every day. If you really don't like it, then I encourage you to start small and find a recipe you do enjoy. Consider why you like that recipe. For example, is the end product really good, or is it easy to make? Is it fail-proof so you don't have to worry about it not coming out? Figure out what it is about certain recipes that you like, and then you can use that to find more recipes that fit that description so you actually like making them. I think part of why many people fail to save money on food is actually because they don't like cooking or they get tired of cooking. So they spend more money eating out, and restaurants are more expensive than cooking at home. So if we start with that, then cooking from scratch more often will be more feasible. For example, this is a perfect recipe that is budget friendly and that I like to make, which is sandwiches. Now I do make my own sourdough bread, but this is actually just store-bought Dave's Killer bread, which my family really likes. And we buy deli meat, I put cheese on top. I actually slice up apples as well, and I add avocado, and then I season it with Kinder seasoning, and it's delicious. We all love this sandwich recipe. So this is an example of a budget friendly recipe that can feed your family pretty easily. As a busy mom of 3, it's always nice when I can go to a website and find clothes or things for myself and my whole family as a one-stop shop, especially when it is somewhere that is non-toxic, Oeko-Tex Standard 100 certified, and a brand that I trust. So that is why today I'm going to show you a recent clothing haul and a few other items that I got for my family for the upcoming fall and winter season. I don't do a lot of clothing hauls on here because I don't buy clothes very often, but now that I'm not pregnant, I need to go ahead and get some new clothes for myself. So the first items I'm going to show you are all from Quince, and I will leave links below. I just purchased these. I believe they will be in stock for a little while longer because they're for fall and winter, but they do sell out of good items fast. So definitely go check it out if you do want to see any of these items because they will sell out. However, they do restock too. Anyway, this is a really, really great cold weather jacket. I've been wearing the same winter coat for probably 10 or more years now, and it's still kicking, but it just looks bad. So I'm really excited to finally upgrade. What I love about Quince is that their products are super high quality, but their costs are really low. The prices are low. Okay, I also became ambitious and bought jeans. I haven't tried these on, so I don't actually know if they fit yet, but when you have children and your body changes, you never know what's gonna fit you. And I will say this fabric, this material is super stretchy, so it's not going to be difficult to wear them. I don't like when the jeans cut into you and you feel like you have to take them off by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I got these cashmere gloves. I think I'll be able to keep myself warm this year with these. I just like having them on when I'm driving or at the park with the kids in the cold weather. For my son, I got these 2 fleece sweaters. They came in a 2-pack, really, really great price on these ones, and gonna be super warm. In the Northwest, we get very wet weather, cold and wet, a lot of rain. So this will be able to keep him nice and warm. I'm probably most excited about this item. If you're a parent, you know you love buying things for your kids. This is for my daughter. It is a tulle dress, and we are gonna go see the Nutcracker in our city, which we are obsessed with the Nutcracker. I was a ballet dancer and my daughter does ballet, so we of course go see the Nutcracker, and everyone dresses really fancy, so every year I have to get something to wear, and she's gonna wear this one. So this is an organic cotton dress that I got for her. It's good just to have a long sleeve dress, and she'll put leggings underneath it for the cold weather. This dress is not warm, but it's super cute. It's pink, it has dogs on it, and she just loves a good poofy dress. It is lined, so it's not thin. This is why I love their clothing. It's high quality, so it's actually got a liner inside too, so it's heavy enough that she can wear a sweater over the top and still be warm. But what I really love about that one is that it came with one that was matching for my baby. So my baby has one too, which comes with these little bloomers. Again, not gonna wear it alone in the wintertime. She'll have a sweater and she'll have tights underneath, but the fact that they can match is super exciting to me, and they will love it too. Lastly, I wanna show you something I got for the kids. These are from Parker Kids Co. These are really high quality kids stuff. So this is a backpack. It's made of a material that's really easy to wipe and clean off if it were to spill or get wet. I got this because we're gonna be traveling next spring, and we want to have this for my daughter who can carry her stuff inside, like her books for the airplane or whatever she needs, snacks. I'm also excited to get a matching lunchbox. Now the lunchbox is insulated, so it keeps things hot and cold. And although we don't send our kids to school, having a backpack and a lunchbox is still really, really handy for us, because the lunchbox is just great for picnics and taking food out, which we do all of the time. So I'm excited to be able to do that a little easier, because I've just been putting it in a smaller bag that doesn't really work well. The food gets smushed. So I'm excited to have an official lunchbox. And it comes with these patches. These are really, really cute. You just stick them on, their Velcro, and the website has a whole bunch more of these patches. So if you're looking for stocking stuffers for Christmas or something, this is a great stocking stuffer, just a couple patches that they can organize however they like. I thought I'd share these items with you because the holidays are coming up, and whether you need something for yourself or a loved one, now is the best time to shop before some of these good items are out of stock. So be sure to check them out. I do have an affiliate code for you to get a discount at checkout, and I'll leave that in the description below. I hope you found this helpful as you are shopping for yourself and others in this upcoming holiday season. Okay, another day, another quick lunch that I'm making for my family so we can come back. This is going to be a classic, well, maybe not so classic, but a chili recipe. I have ground beef going, and I have onion in the pot right now. I'm going to add some stuff from my freezer. I went freezer shopping, and we have some corn from the other night when we made corn on the cob, and that's left over. Some carrots that I had pre-chopped for a rainy, whatever day, soup. It's not rainy today, but soup's good any day. And then I'm trying to use up the rest of my pumpkin from a can, because I have now fresh pumpkin that I'm gonna be going through. And this is some canned diced tomatoes. And then of course we've got bone broth. So this is a chili recipe. It's kind of like my pumpkin chili recipe that's on my blog. I love adding pumpkin to chilies. So I'm gonna just throw this together really quick, and we will eat it when we come back. You can also make this recipe with, of course, a can of beans. Now let's talk about the actual cost of food. Buying in bulk is the best way to save money on unit cost of food. Now think about all the food you love to eat at a restaurant. If money wasn't an issue, what would you get? Maybe you'd order a steak, a gourmet pasta or sushi dish, or maybe just high-end pizza. Now you have to figure out how to recreate that for less money. When it comes to steak, the cost of steak is significantly less when you buy a quarter cow. Our last quarter cow came out to about $5.50 per pound, and that included steaks. So when we got our cow, we were eating steak dinners that would normally cost $20 to $30 per plate, but for a third of the price. And we felt like we were eating such fancy meals. So it was so much fun to eat that, but also it saved us so much money. Taking a quick break to show you the curtain progress that we're making in the kitchen. We've wanted curtains here for such a long time. We finally were able to get the curtain rods up and the curtains. However, when I put the curtains up, I realized they were about 16 inches too long, and I was trying to be okay with just a little baggy on the bottom, but realized it was way too baggy. So I have to work on sewing them. So you'll see in this video, sometimes the curtains are up and sometimes they're down, and that's because I am working on sewing them and getting them the right length. But I'm super happy that we at least have almost the curtains done in the kitchen. Okay, there are a few quick and easy swaps you can make in the kitchen to save money and to make cooking more enjoyable. And by that I just mean something that you don't fear and don't fret doing, because if you're not looking forward to doing it and you don't want to do it, then you're going to eat out. So that's just how it works. The first kitchen trick is to treat your freezer like a grocery store. Things I store in the freezer that help me save money and make meal prep more fun are chopped onion, celery, and carrots, because then I can throw together a soup in no time, and garlic. Leftover cooked meats such as chicken, beef, and leftover vegetables like mushrooms, broccoli, or asparagus. Yes, I keep leftover asparagus. It might sound like that won't taste good, but what I do with leftover veggies is I put them on pizza or in soups. So they will be recooked, and in the case of pizza, they will have tomato sauce and cheese and whatever seasoning you put on the pizza. So they taste fresh, and it saves me from buying toppings from the store. Also, this saves me from decision fatigue of trying to figure out what to make, because I see a bunch of veggies and meat in the freezer and I automatically know I can make pizza that day because I already have the toppings. Make sense? You saw me making that chili recipe earlier with all freezer food. So on that day, I just saw that I had ground beef in the freezer, corn, and a few other ingredients that I could easily make a chili with. Now, the chicken recipe with the creamy tomato sauce was a similar idea because I had tomatoes and I had chicken. So I just started with the two ingredients that I did have and I built a meal around it. Again, a lot of these tips are just how to make cooking more enjoyable, because if you like cooking, then you will do it more often, and that inherently will save you more money. And I want to make another note that a lot of the reason that we do meal prep at home is because it's healthier. And ultimately, the money you spend on food or the time you spend cooking is going to save you money in the long term, because you won't be at the doctor's office as much. What we put in our bodies is the most important thing that will dictate our future health. So it doesn't matter if you're saving money on food by eating junk food and cheap food, because ultimately you're going to end up with medical bills later. Not to mention, you won't feel as well, you won't be getting good sleep, you won't have good energy. As they say, garbage in, garbage out. You put garbage in your body, you will feel like garbage as well. Grinding. Okay, today I am making some waffles for the freezer. I did a double batch here. I'm in a phase right now with my kids where, especially my toddler son, where I cannot cook without him. If he's in the room and I'm cooking, he has to be on the counter, especially when it comes to milling the grain or using beaters, and my daughter likes to help as well. I definitely encourage them to play and to read and to work on homeschool while I'm cooking, but I can't help it. They so much would rather be actually cooking with me, and I wish I had a bigger countertop so they could all, sit around and actually put their hands in easier, but I make do with what I have. Let's see if I can do this at the Today I'm making beef stew with the quarter cow meat cuts that we got from our quarter cow. Another quick and easy trick for saving money and making cooking more enjoyable is bone broth. What do we use bone broth for? We use bone broth for anything that requires a liquid, such as rice or soups. Bone broth also already has such great flavor because we make it with not only chicken and beef bone and meat, but also veggies like onion and garlic, carrot, leftover potatoes, etc. So it's a free soup. Every time we make a meat with a bone on it, we also are getting a soup broth. Hi! Hey, look at that face! Now today I'm making a rice bowl. We love rice bowls because they take a different shape every season depending on the veggies we can get at a good price from the grocery store. Right now we're getting fall squashes and pumpkins, so I'm skinning this squash and we'll chop it up to saute it for my rice bowl. It's 1 meat, 1 vegetable, and 1 carb, so that's the direction I go whenever I'm starting to meal prep. For this rice bowl, I saute pork sausage, which is probably the most expensive part of this dish is the meat, with chopped onion and squash. But you can add any vegetable you want, like zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms. Those are all veggies I've done before. And then I add bacon fat to the pan, which is leftover from whenever we made bacon last. And I season it all with Date Lady sweet chili sauce, which I will leave a link to in the description below if you've never tried it. And it's our family favorite. The kids will eat anything if it has this seasoning on it. And then I cook rice in the Instant Pot with bone broth and the meal is done. This is not only a cheap meal, but it's not stressful for me, so it is a weekly staple for us. Another super easy and cheap meal is spaghetti, but I'm going to add a little surprise to it. Our ground beef is about $5, like I said before, so that's pretty good. And then we buy spaghetti and tomato sauce. I actually did make my own tomato sauce from summer tomatoes, and I fully intended on keeping it frozen until December, but we have already eaten all of that up, unfortunately. It was just too good. But anyway, for this dinner, I am roasting mushrooms in the oven. I do this separately because my kids love the chanterelles roasted and served on the side. They just eat them up so well, so I'm happy to keep them separate. But for me, I'll take a sprinkle of mushrooms right on top of the pasta. I also make a hearty salad for my husband and me because I just think this is one of the easiest and cheapest ways to get really good nutrients in your body. Dark leafy greens like kale and of course fresh fruit are so good for you. Now I understand fresh fruit is not cheap, so we will stop buying this at some point when it becomes out of price range. But right now Costco does have organic fresh fruit, so we get that, although it's not nearly as good as fruit grown locally and fresh. I think they pick it long before it has ripened, so it can ripe on the shelf. I'm not sure. It's just not as good. But it will definitely do for the colder months until we can get farm fresh and cheap come the spring and summertime again. Sourdough bread is a favorite. If you're new around here, we make our own bread every week. I actually have a blog dedicated to all sorts of recipes, but sourdough is a big one over on the blog, theduvallhomestead.com. So all of these recipes in this video will be linked below, or you can search them on Google, just search Duvall Homestead sourdough bread. So this morning I'm taking one of my sourdough loaves and turning it into French toast. This is a great way to serve breakfast that is hearty without breaking the bank. For the mixture, I just use milk, eggs, salt, maple syrup, which we also buy from Costco, and pumpkin spice. It's important to note here that while this meal is delicious, you are also getting whole grain in the bread and some protein in the egg. So it's a good bang for your buck. So that's another tip. Cooking with whole grain makes your meals stretch further. I actually can't believe I haven't mentioned this until now in this video, but buying a grain mill is definitely an upfront investment, but here's what you'll save. First, you can buy your grains in bulk from a place like Azure Standard, where you'll actually pay less than a bag from Costco for white flour. Yes, I've compared Costco to buying your own grains because my husband wasn't convinced until I showed him the numbers. And the second way a grain mill saves you money is that the final bread product you get from it actually contains more nutrition, which gives you more energy. It's all such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Eating healthy foods makes you feel good so you can have energy and cook more and then not go out and then save money, and the process repeats itself. I probably sound like a total nerd, but these are the things I think about and love to focus on as a mom. Today, you just saw me mill some grain for breakfast. We are making traditional cream of wheat, which is simply freshly milled whole grain on the coarse setting, so it's kind of like oatmeal. And then I add some milk to it. To bring the cost of this meal down, you could just use water, and then you're just milling grain and adding water, and then you can add some salt, pumpkin spice, some fruit, whatever you have to season it up. But that would literally be a breakfast that would probably cost pennies. I don't even know how much a cup of whole grain wheat berries would cost, because that's basically all that recipe is, because it would be so cheap. But we like to use milk because it's just really, really delicious, and we had plenty of milk on hand. Tonight, I'm doing two things. I'm making dessert and dinner at the same time. I like to do this because once dinner is served, I just focus on cleaning it up, and I don't like to cook anything else at that point. So I like to be done with everything by the time dinner is done. There's my son again, popping in to help me with the beaters, because as soon as he hears me milling grain or mixing something, he has to help as well. So these cookies, you just saw me putting something from a Ziploc bag in the cookies, and that is pumpkin. I made pumpkin, I think in my last video, and I saved it in the freezer, so I pureed it, and I've just been adding pureed pumpkin to many recipes like chilies and soups, and now I'm going to put them in these cookies. I was hoping these were going to turn out really well so I could put them on my blog, and they did, so they will be going on the blog. But what I'm adding to these cookies to make them extra delicious is shredded coconut. So they're going to be pumpkin, coconut, and chocolate chip cookies, which you'll see me raw in a second. And I just pulled out some meatballs from the oven for dinner tonight. Now these meatballs I had prepped a few months ago before I had our baby, and I put them in the freezer. And so I had that ready to go. If you have time to prep things that you want to put in the freezer that are ready to bake, I will leave a link below to my freezer prep blog post with a bunch of ideas for actual meal prep. I absolutely loved putting things in the freezer because I love not knowing what I'm going to cook for dinner that night or not having a lot of time and then just going in the freezer and taking a look. I hope these tips were helpful to you for learning how to save money on cooking and to enjoy cooking at home more often too. Please subscribe so you can follow along with our farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living. And if you are ready to start your holiday shopping, don't forget to check out my description below for some ready-to-go holiday gifts this season. Thanks so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.